And so you can literally go to Google. You can go to Google and type in PCS My POV, and the first one pop up here is PCS My POV. You click on that, and then you come over here, you watch the cursor up top of your screen here, and you click on Turn In. Once you click on Turn In, you'll scroll down, you have appointments. So for us here in Iwakuni, you can only drop off your car once you have an appointment. You can't just pull up to this site and drop your car off or ask any questions, because the workers only show up at that specific location if there is an appointment made and they're actually there to receive somebody's car. Now here's documentation. You click on documents right here. Once you click on documents, you'll see complete and bring these documents to your vehicle processing center, right? So the first one is your pre-shipping storage form. You can download it. I'm not going to because I already have it. And also your shipper acknowledgement form. You need that. If you're going to have your vehicle stored, then you will do this as well. In my case, I won't. Disregard this one for recalls. This doesn't apply to vehicles that are 25 years old and or Japanese cars. One set of complete orders and amendments entitling you to shipment. What they mean by amendments here is if your orders does not state it originally, and then you get some sort of additional paperwork authorizing you the entitlement right here for shipping your vehicle, like I stated earlier. Now, this part doesn't apply if you don't have a vehicle in storage or plan on storing this specific car. You don't need that. You roll down to proof of identity. Provide any valid government state issued ID. If you are shipping to outside the continental United States, your driver's license must be valid in order to register your vehicles. Once you've done that, then you need proof of ownership, which proof of ownership is going to show on the title of the car that your name is on there. All right, so disregard this one. Vehicle with liens. Basically what this is saying in short, if you have a loan with, let's say, Navy Federal in Japan, you would need a letter from Navy Federal saying it's okay to ship the car back to the United States. Turning in a vehicle for a service member. You're not the one on the orders, right? This right here is going to talk about the power of attorney and what privileges you give that person and rights you give to that person. I'll explain a little more about that as well. And Department of State, you don't need to worry about number 6. All right, so now we're rolling into the vehicle. So vehicle allowance, number of vehicles allowed, you're gonna only be authorized 1. That will be covered by the government. Authorized shipping destinations. This is going to be going to the closest VPC, Vehicle Processing Center, to where your orders are sending you. Then you go into vehicle preparation. Cleanliness, the vehicle has to be clean. You can't have anything stored in the car, no additional parts, no extra fenders, bumpers, intercooler, turbo, none of that extra stuff. The car has to be basically like if you had just bought it. The only thing authorized to be in it are like documents on the vehicle, like a Toyota book, right? Not even your title and stuff. Obviously, you don't want to leave that in the car. You want to have that on person or copies of it on person, and give the original to the shipping company, as they're the ones that's going to take all your paperwork into the US. Fuel has to be quarter tank or less. They explained to me that if your car does not have quarter tank or less, they will refuse to accept it at the day of drop-off. So if you have half a tank trying to flex like you have gas, no, your car is going to get rejected. Keys, a complete set of keys must be provided when turning in the vehicle. This includes ignition, door, trunk, and gas cap. And if your car has wheel locks, they need that key as well. Low clearance. If your vehicle has less than a 6 ground clearance, we strongly recommend you remove body kits, ground effects, etc. If your vehicle has a roof rack and it's removable, you have to remove it. Unacceptable items in the vehicle. Any personal item, any air fresheners, any items hanging on the rearview mirror, Apple AirTag and GPS tracking devices, and devices with lithium battery, any loose audio, video, navigation equipment, and citizen band radios. So these are basically how you get the vehicle ready for shipment. Just clean the vehicle, remove all your personal items out of it. These I can't click on, but the day you turn your car in to the inspector or the person picking it up from the drop-off site, these are the things that will happen. A pre-inspection, they're going to verify that your oils, your liquids are good, you're not leaking, your car is 6 inches or higher, you have quarter tank of fuel or less, the car is clean, and you don't have any personal belongings in there. You sign a documentation of verification that happened. You will conduct the joint inspection with them, right? So you're going to verify what they're verifying or inspecting. And then you'll do a departure documentation stating this is now the car is gone. And then if you have comments, I don't know what comments, maybe your car has some special way to start it, or yeah, I don't know, reverses in the forward position like a BMW instead of where it's supposed to be in a Toyota, which is like backwards. Then you'll put that on a comment card and leave it there, and then you sign out, and then boom, your car is out of there. So now that I've gone through these steps online, this is what you can refer to. Again, it's PCSmyPOV.com. I'm gonna flip the camera back around and go into some more details of what I had to do regarding my car. All right, so now that I've explained what you can expect on the PCS My POV website and the documentation required from the International Auto Logistics, which are one and the same. That's the website you go to get the information, but the company that you're going to deal with directly is called IAL. So now I'm going to go into the sequence of order in which the papers need to be submitted to them. First, you have the pre-shipping instruction form, and all that's on there. The whole paperwork process is the same information over and over, very basic. My name, where I'm going, the estimated date I would like to have the cars shipped, but they will then tell you based off that what's next available. You'll also put on here where you're going. That will then give them the idea to let you know which port your car will reasonably be sent to. Then you have your shipper acknowledgement form. That's just a bunch of initials telling you that your license plate, you have to deregister your car. If your car has recalls, it can't be shipped, but again, that doesn't apply to cars 25 years or older. You're gonna sign and date that. After that, you're gonna have the DD form 1797, which is your personal property counseling checklist. This you get from DMO. Again, you're just gonna sign the back of it, and that's all there is to it. Then you have a copy of your orders. In my case, I have 2 pages. Then you make a copy of your title, front and back. Afterwards, if your car was registered and being driven in Japan, you'd have road tax paper. It's a little sticker that says your car is good for the next 12 months to be on the road. You make a copy of that, you put that next. Now, this may or may not apply to you. If you do not have a loan on your car, this next thing I'm gonna say does not apply to you. If you have a loan with a US bank and you're shipping the car back to the US, you have to reach out to your bank, in my case, Navy Federal, and they gave me a letter. Basically, in short, it's saying, I, Navy Federal, authorize Damion to ship this car back to the US. Then I have a copy of my driver's license, front and back. They need a few pictures of your car. Front, back, left, right, the engine bay, and the VIN number plate. So wherever it is. In my car, it's right on the fender wall, so it's easy to take a picture. Some cars have it up against the actual firewall. You have to get in there and take a picture of the VIN plate so they can verify that the VIN number on the car matches the VIN number on the title that you just put in the documents. Now, this again may or may not apply to you. If your car is 25 years old, you don't worry about this area here. In my case, my car turns 25 in August. If you were shipping it through a private shipper, not funded by the government, you could drop your car off in June or July. They'll put it on a vessel, and the car arrives in the United States the day it turns 25 or a day after it turns 25. That would be acceptable. However, when it comes to the government and the way they do things, they don't take those risks or bend anything. It's by the book. So because my car turns 25 in the middle of August, I cannot ship my car funded by the government until after that day has passed. With that, my car will have to stay here in Japan while I leave in July. So I had to get a power of attorney. First thing is I give access for the person to deregister my car, ship my car, and start it as needed so the battery doesn't die. Those are the only privileges I'm giving this person. In fact, I have gone and deregistered the car myself, and I'll talk about that. And I'm gonna park it at his house with a paper in the windshield stating that this car is not allowed to be driven on the road, it's not registered, completely illegal to drive in Japan. And then on the day of shipping, a truck will come and pick it up from his house and take it to the drop site. So in theory, the only thing he's gonna do, even though I gave him additional access here, the only thing he's going to do on my behalf is the shipping, because I'm taking care of all the documentation part before I even leave Japan. Now, once you have put all this paperwork together and you send an email to the link that you can find on the PCS My POV, they will respond to you with a shipping instruction summary, and they will let you know they've accepted your paperwork. They'll give you an estimate of what your car weighs and how much they value your car at, or you can tell them, and the address at which you're going to and the VPC which your car will be collected.